Welcome to the Seeds of Discovery podcast, a space for exploring energy, intuition, and the deeper layers within. We're your hosts, Elaine Riley, Beth Blair, and Amanda McCaskill. Together, we guide conversations around Reiki, spirituality, astrology, and the subtle patterns that shape our lives, not as something to fix, but as something to witness, understand, and work in relationship with. This is a space for exploring your inner world, for noticing your patterns, your energy, and your natural rhythms so you can move through life with more awareness, intention, and alignment as you navigate the transitional pathways unfolding within you.
Hello. And look, no nervous laughter. That was pretty good.
Yeah. I almost feel like I have to do it. No, you do.
See, I'll do it.
Okay.
There you go.
So today we're talking about one of our favorite topics, I feel like.
Oh, definitely. Definitely. But we're talking about it from a different perspective. Now, we could go down the rabbit hole, which we do.
Right.
But we're talking about maybe some of the hows and the whys of our selections, because it's not just a grocery shopping list when you're grabbing crystals for, hello rolls, for Clary Hollow.
Right.
You talk about how you do it.
So pretty much most of the time, and I'll say this, like if you see me at a show and stuff like that, people will be like, oh my God, I love your selection. I'm like, thanks. I pretty much picked it for myself. If there's something that either I want to work with or something that I'm feeling pulled to get energetically, it is more about the energy than it is the actual crystal and what it does.
Okay.
So yeah, most of the time I'm picking for myself and the energy. I'm not like, oh, well, as a crystal shop, I should have lepidolite and amethyst and rose quartz and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
I'm going to pick what I resonate with.
Right. Well, and see, this is how I get lost in picking beads and things for the trees that I make, for my pendulums, because I scroll the vendors that I work with. I scroll, I get lost in the scrolling of the crystals, looking at the crystals, but I do the same thing. I pick based on feel of what's calling to me. And it's also the quality.
Yeah.
So I don't purchase any crystals that are less than a AAA rating.
Yeah.
And there is such a thing. It's not just like AAA automobile grade,
Yeah.
the grade of crystals.
Well, we're bougie with our crystals. We like the quality. We like the color, the clarity. I don't want to say that there's an energetic difference, but there kind of is.
No, there's a frequency difference.
Yeah.
There's a frequency difference. It's the
it's like concentrated.
Yeah,
energy.
It is.
And there are certain places that have a different frequency of vibration. Like we were talking about your trees that you did with the Diana Maria fluorite.
Yes.
There's something about that pocket of crystals that just lights my whole system up.
Well, do you think it's the location? I mean, that's the Diana Maria comes from the United Kingdom.
Yeah.
And there are some magic places.
Oh, yeah.
Over there.
Yeah. No, I think that's exactly what it is.
So, and, I looked at those at the lot of the crystal. I looked at them again. I kept going back to them. And then I finally bit the bullet and bought them because I wanted to elevate, I think, what I was making with the trees, with the fluorite. And fluorite to me, I mean, I've bought some pieces from you but fluorite really is such a fast friend for me. It's a go-to crystal.
Yeah. Well, I think it's really good for the spicy brains.
Yeah.
It helps to focus and clarify stuff. And also help get rid of some of that negative self-talk that we have.
Right. So right now I am rocking a lot of fluorite in my house because, I bought that lot, but then I have the friends. And then of course I have pendants. Our Reiki for Real Life pendant, pendulum was made with fluorite, was one of the, and that was because it was the feel good combination.
The happy combination.
The happy combination. Okay. So what else about picking shopping crystals besides picking what you like?
I feel like it really is an intuitive process for both of us. Like we'll pick out similar crystals or similar properties. And the next thing you know, somebody will be like, hey, do you have
Yes.
funny you ask?
Or we'll talk about it.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, I saw this crystal. I think about like this little guy.
Oh, Atlantisite.
The Atlantisite that I have like a teeny tiny piece of that I've had forever, but it kept popping up in different things. I was seeing it in places and then I was like, hey, Elaine.
Yeah.
So then you went on the sourcing of it, but then what happened? Like people were looking for it.
Yeah, it really resonated with people. And I would see it, but to me, it's sometimes those combinations can be kitschy. You don't know if they're trendy or, what the energy is going to be like.
Right.
So I'm like, okay, we'll try it out. We'll get it. And then I got it and I'm like, oh, okay.
Oh, hello, friend.
Great. It was a really good lot. I ended up reordering more because the first lot went immediately.
It went before a regular sea glass market, right?
Yeah.
So you were sold out, so you didn't have any, and you'd been telling people, hey, I'm going to have it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I feel like that was an energy that was needed.
Right.
Like people instantly connected with that one.
Yeah.
And so did I.
Right. Well, and there's another one that actually we don't have here behind the camera, behind the box, behind the laptop. But it's the Merlinite.
Oh, yeah.
Which is one that like you had for a while, but I didn't resonate with until more recently. Like I walked by and I was like, hey, what is that?
Yeah.
And you're like, I just had those with me.
Yeah. At one of our classes. And that one I thought was so cool. Like that's when I ordered for me. And I was super excited about getting it. And nobody else really, I guess, was interested in it, which I was like, okay, like I don't mind keeping it at my house for a little while. But it was interesting to me that it wasn't as intense of a connection as it was for me.
Well, do you think sometimes like, I'll say it this way, like you pre-buy for the energy?
Yes, I think that's exactly what happened because, what was it, the last week? I sold almost all of them. It was like the energy was like, here you go. It's time. It opened up.
Yeah. And I think I do that too, like with pendulums and stuff. I have some combinations that I've put together because like when I lay them out is totally intuitive.
Sometimes your combinations are ones that I never would think to put together. And then you do. And I'm like, okay, all right.
And then sometimes, okay.
It's like,
I love the fact that I called you out on that the other week. So, for our listeners who haven't seen it, I had a custom order of a pendulum combination. And I sent a picture of it to Elaine, and her response was, that's a lot. Okay.
Yeah.
And so we had a group meeting, one of our classes, or maybe a Reiki share. And I brought it with me, and she was still going, that's a lot. And then I looked at her and I said, Elaine, have you been to your house? Do you realize the allotness that is in your house? Because there are crystals everywhere.
Too much live in a crystal shop.
Yeah. And then too, you work like when you're at Sea Glass, you're in it and you're calling me out on a strand.
Yeah.
It made me laugh. But see, that's the thing too, is that working with intentionality of working with a pendulum, I could see where for you that might have been too many players on the field.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because there was pink tourmaline and black tourmaline and fluorite and actinolite on that one and selenite and hematite.
Yeah.
And yeah.
That one have the zoisite?
No,
that was a different one.
That was a different one. But, so working a lot of different aspects at once, where Elaine is methodical in some of her working.
Yes.
She's like, I don't want to deal with all that stuff all at once.
I'm like, can I just have quick words, please?
I just want clarity.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, okay. So then there's another aspect that you wanted to talk about. You brought it to the forefront right before we hit.
But yeah. So in my journeying, my Akashic Records readings, I was shown by the energy that I was supposed to be doing these meditations in these crystal buildings.
Okay.
So that a lot of times both of us come up against this. People ask, how do you use the crystals? How do you connect with them? What kind of energy do they have?
Yeah.
And our whole basis, especially with the Seeds of Discovery, is teaching you how to connect with it in your own energy.
Yeah.
So I started working on doing meditations where I bring you into the crystal castle and you feel the energy for yourself in the records. So it's a safe, high vibrational space.
Okay. I have to get this out of my head before.
I can see the look. Like, I saw it.
This is almost like a premonition kind of thing, but not really because, I mean, it has to do with a video game.
Okay.
But back in the day, like way back in the day, there was a video game that I was a rock star at, and it was a crystal castle.
A rock star?
I was like so good at it. There were all these secret ways to get the points.
Oh.
And like I figured them out because I saw how to do it. But the game was called Crystal Castles.
Was it really?
Yeah, it was.
How cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't even know that was a thing.
Yeah, it was a thing.
See?
Okay, so go on. So back to the Crystal Castles,
Yes.
like in the Akashic Record idea of it.
So pretty much it's just a passion project I'm working on, connecting to the crystals and the records and doing recorded meditations with them for the collective.
Well, because, okay, so crystals do have, some people would tell you that, no, they're just a rock, whatever, but they are living beings, right? They are elementals with purpose, direction, and information.
Yeah.
So by tapping into these meditations, you are sharing
the spirit
of the crystal and directing messages to the people who need to hear that message. Not everybody hears the message of particular crystals. Like there are some that you're drawn to and some that you're not. There's some, I have a lot of crystals in this house, but I don't work with them all every day.
Right.
Some of them are just here resting.
Yeah.
You know, like they're like just hanging out, like, you know, watching TV and having some pizza. And by you doing those meditations, you are helping both the energy of the crystal get the message out that needs to be shared. And you're helping people on their path with the directional aspects for the tools that they might need. You know, if you would tell people more what they need.
Yeah.
Okay. Like it is so funny. It cracks me up. Like you will not direct somebody to a crystal.
No. If somebody asks me, what do you think I need? I will not. To me, it's so weird. It's like a moral thing because I sell in exchange for money.
Yeah.
So it's almost like I don't want to persuade you into buying something.
Okay. But I'm going to call you out on that.
Yeah.
I am one of those people that you won't necessarily say, hey, Beth, I have this for you. But my friend, Lemurian Crystal right there. Okay.
Yeah.
I walked into your booth at Sea Glass. I turned around. That crystal is like, hey, Beth, I'm right here. And I was like, ooh, who is this? And your answer was, do you remember?
No.
Your answer was, I knew you were going to pick that one. I'm like,
I feel like I might not say it, but my energy says it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And there's one person, I remember these two friends came into Sea Glass, this kind of sidetrack. And one was very psychically intuitive and one, was learning. So the friend goes, what do you think I need to me? I'm like, I can't tell you that, but I would tell you to pick them up, hold them, see what you get from them. And the other friend turned and goes, and I was vibrating that they needed one of the black flower agate moons.
Okay.
The friend turned and said, something over here is calling you. And I'm like wanting to say so bad, but I can't. To me, it's like a rule. I don't know why.
I think maybe you need to listen to our previous episode, the shadow work.
Got some karmic stuff to heal there.
Yeah, because you are an authority on the crystals now, and you are there to sell them. Okay. But you're not selling them from a manipulative, here, buy one and get 10 free.
Yeah.
You're not pushing them. You're not a crystal pusher.
Mhm.
You are a purveyor of crystals and high quality crystals.
Mhm.
But you also, I think back to I'm segueing for a minute because
I
this
feel like
is,
it's going to be a therapy.
it might be. But okay, so just the other week we were at the Craft and Crystal Fair at the Elks Lodge, right? And you brought a crystal friend and you put, I'm going to say, him up for sale.
Yes.
And I was shocked that he showed up.
Yeah.
Because he was a beautiful specimen of he was smoky quartz, right? What is he?
No, actually it's calcite, fluorite, and galena.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
Yeah.
But he's at Monster Dark, right?
Mm-hmm.
And when I questioned you about selling him, your answer was,
I just didn't feel like he was mine anymore. He was ready to move on. I felt
you said that he had rested enough because you had found him in a museum store. And he was overly.
Yeah, I really did feel like I rescued that one. Like it just wanted a home. And when I got it home, like I cleansed it and stuff like that, and he just didn't want to be worked with. And so I respected the energy of the crystal. And then once he was rested, I realized he wasn't mine. Even though he's like a cool, unique, rare piece that I want for my collection. I
know.
Yeah.
I know.
He's not mine.
Right. Well, and see, that's to me the authentic aspect of the role you play as a crystal purveyor, because you do put the time into finding those things, the joyful surprise when you find them in these random places. And then how you honor the crystal by letting it rest. Like you asked me, like when we're talking about the trees that I put together, like how is it that I put them together? Or, it's a spontaneous download almost, or communication of like, hey, I want to be there.
Yeah.
Like sometimes I will wire up a tree and I don't put anything on it. It just sits there.
Yeah. You have to wait for
it's
the crystal to speak to you.
Exactly. And then I asked them like, hey, do you guys want to work together? Nope. Okay. And sometimes sometimes the beads, like if I go to string them, like as I'm making a pendulum, it either breaks or it doesn't go together well, or the clasp doesn't work, or the crimp bead doesn't crimp right.
Right. It becomes frustrating.
And then I just go, okay. And then I unstring them all and I leave them there and I walk away. And then I revisit the next day, and maybe it's just the order of operations or who's sitting next to who, kind of like, where do you sit on the bus? Where do you sit in the classroom? Or sometimes it's like, nope, take it apart and make something new.
And you've done that with pendulums before too, right?
Oh, yeah.
Remade them into trees.
Yep.
They weren't happy being pendulums.
Yeah, they didn't want to be that way. So I'm like, okay, you've done your work.
Even though you had a completely good product to sell, you took it apart because the energy wasn't what you wanted.
Yeah, well, it wasn't happy.
Yeah.
And so it just kind of goes like, okay. So, and it's funny because the energy frequency of some of the things, like I don't want to sell either. Like I'll put together a tree, like this little guy that's here. That's a tough one, because I really like the vibe of that one.
Me too.
I know.
I'm trying to bring out.
I know. And I'm just kind of going like, but it's a learning thing too, like sometimes they are made for just to be here in my environment, or for my healing process.
Yeah.
And then they cross the path of the person who needs it. And it's an interesting thing because it can be frustrating. Sometimes I have a lot of inventory because I might be ahead of schedule.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So is there anyone on the table that you want to talk about specifically? Since our listeners can't hear, you're going to have to tell them who's on the table.
All of them, but these fluorites. We already talked about the fluorites, but these ones, and then
These
so
ones.
you too.
So the Diana,
Diana, Maria fluorites. They have. It's like a happy, earthy vibe, like fairies in the forest.
Fairies in the forest. Yes.
That's what I get.
Yeah.
Like fun Celtic energy.
Mm-hmm.
And then who else do we have? We have the Lemurian quartz. We talked about that one too.
That's the tree. You just killed the tree.
I did. Poor tree. So Lemurians are ones that we've been working with forever,
right?
Since the beginning of our work together.
Mm-hmm.
Their seed energy, which is funny, that's coming in seeds of discovery.
Mm-hmm.
It's the seed crystal. It's the ancient wisdom that was buried.
Right.
They say from the Lemurians when they ascended, they planted these Lemurian seed quartz everywhere, and that's the energy of them. And I feel like that's part of our work too, is carrying on.
Right.
That spiritual energy, the energy of ascension, the energy of divinity, and helping people get there.
Right. Now, this friend.
Oh, the orca agate. Mm-hmm.
The orca agate came to us after our animal Reiki classes.
Yep. That one came out of left field. It wasn't one that I had on my radar, really. And I feel like I got it in right before animal Reiki.
I think you did, yeah.
Because I feel like I had mine for the class. And orcas were very present for both of us during that time. And then the orca agate came in. It was kind of like, oh, of course.
Yeah, here you are.
Yeah.
Here you are.
Perfect pairing.
Yeah. And then, in another form on the table is our friend moss agate.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a forever favorite too.
Forever favorite. Yeah, I make trees out of that, pendulums out of that. Mm-hmm. We've got the mermaid tail, the fish tail that you had that I was just like, oh, I need this. Because it was one of my favorite crystals. Then of course the other moon that's on the table is that flower. So we have the two moons. We have the dark and the light on the table.
Oh, I like that. Yeah. The flower agate and then the black flower agate.
Yeah.
That's very balancing energy.
Yeah. So flower agate.
Mm-hmm. That one is about blooming and growth. There's like an image that I can't share. It's in there.
You can't share because it's too wordy, or that it's
because
okay.
I can't.
I mean, we have listeners, you know what I mean? I'm just like, I don't know where you were going with that. I just want to be careful.
Sometimes no, it wasn't anything risky. To me, flower agate, any kind of agate is about building the layers, building the stability. It's a good business crystal. Mm-hmm. It's one that I use in my business a lot, creating that stability and that blooming from the stability.
Okay. So tying back into our previous episode about Scorpio season, our black flower agate would be a great, and it's the moon, the ones that would be a great one to work with as an ally during Scorpio season. Uh-oh.
It's funny because I just did I had a crystal box, and in the crystal box was the black flower agate, and that's exactly what it was for, was blooming in the darkness.
And how those go
shadows. So I feel like I need to revisit that.
Well, maybe there's a black flower agate crystal castle.
Well, maybe,
that you need to visit.
That would be a good idea.
Or maybe it's the dark and the light flower agate, since they're both on the table here.
Oh yeah,
coming together, because that balancing aspect of the yin and yang, dark and light, does create the harmony.
Yep.
And I did have them sitting together over there on the side table with Kuan Yin.
I like that.
Okay. Anything else you want to say about our crystals? I mean, yes, we could talk for
Yeah,
hours
for real.
on crystals. But you're working that, what's going on there? You're working that pendulum pretty
Yeah.
good.
This is the new one that I got from you. I told you it's like my favorite. It's my comfort one right now.
And it's got a lot going on there. I'm not going to lie.
No, it does. But this one feels grounding to me, which I need.
Yeah.
So like when we're doing stuff like this, when I
Right.
can't describe what I'm seeing,
Yeah.
like how do I ground it? And this one has, what does it have on it? Brownzite.
Yeah, that has brownzite. That has, does it have the mookaite on there?
Mhm.
It has the mookaite. It has rose quartz. It has that actinolite.
Mhm. And then what looks like a dragon.
Yeah, the clear quartz trapezoid, which was a very interesting find.
Yeah.
And I found that, I don't want to say reluctantly, but kind of.
Mhm.
I was searching for my AAA quartz points that I really like.
Yeah.
And right now they're hard to get.
Mhm.
So I found those and I thought they were unique and different. And they have a very interesting feel to them.
Mm-hmm. They do.
Because they're a little bit rounded, but they're shaped, but they're rounded.
Mhm.
So I feel like the clarity that comes, it gives you different perspectives, but it's kind of contained and shaped in a way that is different.
Yeah. No.
So for my ADHD brain, the tactile aspect of that piece is good.
Mm-hmm. I agree with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got a different spirit to them.
Yeah, they do.
They're interesting.
Mm-hmm.
It's my new favorite.
New favorite. Yeah. So I do play favorites.
Mm-hmm.
We know this.
Yeah. We both do.
Yeah. And crystals and cards and decks and maybe people, but I'll leave that one there. But I do change up what I work with, and it goes seasonally as well as where you're developing, how you're developing. What do you want to work with? Who wants to assist me today?
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I have 3 pendulums in my pocket because I look at it as a crystal grid in my pocket.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Traveling altar.
Yeah.
A tool to clear things out quickly. So pendulums are my go-to in my carry. So yeah.
Same.
You know, and because I like to ramp things up a little bit more with my combinations, I do put 2 and 3 of them in my pocket at once.
Yeah.
So there you go. All righty. You good there?
Mm-hmm. I think so.
You sure?
Too busy staring at my pendulum now.
She just went into the crystal abyss, y'all.
Yeah.
If you're looking for Elaine, you will find her in one of the crystal palaces, crystal abyss, climbing a fluorite mountain.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Yeah. Because all those little squares that show up on the fluorite are just so juicy.
Yeah, they are.
You know, if I was a rock climber, you know,
go
maybe
see the fairies.
That's right. That's right. All right. Until next time.
Until next time. Okay.
Thank you for being here with us. Take a moment to notice what resonated, what shifted, what opened, and what might be asking for your attention. This work isn't about having all the answers. It's about learning to witness yourself with curiosity, compassion, and presence as you move through your own transitional pathways. Until next time, stay grounded, stay open, and keep discovering